Hi, I'm Sarah Rathburn with Healthy Fayette County, and today we have Stephanie McCurdy with us, and we have Tracy Burns, who's going to update us on the Whitewater Valley Art Association events as we get started.
Okay. July is going to be our member show, and a drop-off is for all members on the 5th and 6th, and they can have 3 pieces that come in. The show then will actually be open on the 12th with our art stroll with the Healthy Fayette County. The art stroll starts at 5:30, ends at 7:30, but the art opening runs from 6 to 8. And then we also will have another show coming up in July at the Union Savings and Loan Bank on 30th Street, and that's for all members also, and they can enter 1 piece for that, and so that will be switched out, and that show will be up for 6 months. We have classes coming in July for ice dyeing fabric with Susan Llanos, and that is on the 25th and 27th, and she'll have pieces for you to purchase and dye, or she has a list for the students to bring with them of what fabrics they can dye with this ice and fabric dyes. Then we have a foam fabricating face mask with Lynette Eklund. We do not have the dates on those yet, but keep an eye on our Facebook because we'll put those dates on a flyer. We'll also have introduction to crochet for the 2nd time, and I know that we'll probably have some stained glass classes as well. And then the August art show will be an unconventional artist show, which is Cindy Perez, Janine Hurd, and Katie Wood, which is the upgraded things that they find. So it's going to be an interesting show as well. And then the Imagine Performing Arts, they're having their Hullabaloo on July 12th, 13th, and 14th, and this is Hullabaloo 10, so they've been doing this for 10 years. They'll be partnering with kids at the park for, I think, Summer Discovery and doing some things up there with them. And there's also the IPA band. We're always looking for members. And they're starting the IPA community choir as well. So, and then on the 23rd of August, they're going to start having their open mic nights again.
So much to do.
Yes.
And don't forget, the Healthy Fayette County Art Stroll is the 2nd Friday of the month.
That's July 12th.
July 12th of this month, and we'll start at 6th Street and walk to 4th, I do believe, and walk back down. You'll have an opportunity to win a gift card if you complete that route.
We have other things coming up that'll be scheduled in between the stroll there. So
right, so there'll be plenty to do as you just take a leisurely stroll up and down on Central Avenue. So very good. So today, Stephanie McCurdy with Purdue Extension is here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what Purdue does?
Sure. Well, Purdue Extension is a subset of Purdue University. Since Purdue University is a land-grant university, every state has a land-grant university that provides a service to the communities within the state. So in Indiana, Purdue is the overseeing body of our extension program. And there is an extension office in every single county in Indiana. And each office then has different educators that are available to reach the needs of the community. So we have a health and human sciences educator, which is myself. I also do 4-H youth development with Heather Caldwell. Heather is also our ag and natural resource educator. And then we have a community wellness coordinator, which is Becky Marvel, that works in there. And we have 2 NEPAs, which are nutrition education program assistants. And they teach various nutrition classes to both youth and adults in the community. So our mission is to improve the health and wellness of the community, as well as provide resources to use our natural resources wisely, our gardening better, take care of our lawns, our trees, kind of just be this kind of hub of knowledge, if you will, for the community.
So plenty of things happen with the Extension office.
All kinds of stuff. But I think most people, when they hear Extension, they think that we are mostly 4-H, and 4-H is maybe half of what we do. And it's a big piece of who Extension is, especially in Fayette County, but we do an awful lot of other things for the community as well.
And you are involved in 4-H, but you're involved in a lot of other programs. Would you tell us a little bit about those?
Right. So I I wear a lot of hats. So 4-H takes a big piece of my time, but as a health and human sciences educator, I teach programs that kind of help encourage better decision-making skills towards health and wellness. So currently I am leading Dining with Diabetes at the Fayette County Senior Center, and that is a program for people who are pre-diabetic or diabetic. They can come in and learn what diabetes is, how diabetes affects the body, how to cook healthier meals, diabetic-friendly meals, diabetic snacks, diabetic desserts, how to meal plan and what to put on your plate when you go to eat, and all kinds of things. Fayette County has 40% of our population is pre-diabetic or diabetic. So Dining with Diabetes is an important class for many people to take just so that they can learn more about how to properly care for themselves and their loved ones.
So a little more about that. Do you need to be a member of the Senior Center to be able to attend those?
No, we're halfway through the class that we're offering right now. So we'll offer another one in the fall, and we can do that at any location. The Senior Center offered to host it, but if there is an organization or like a church group that says, hey, we would love to host that for our ladies or, whoever, we would just give us a call and we'd be happy to schedule it and put it on. We need like 6 to 15 people to offer it, but we can hold it pretty much anywhere. And that's the great thing about Purdue Extension is that if somebody needs a program request, they can call us and we can come to you. We can kind of deliver our programs in the community. So there's also Be Heart Smart. We have a Matter of Balance, which is a fall prevention program. It's geared towards people 55 and older, and it is a program that helps people learn about bone strength and how to strengthen their muscles, to take care of their balance issues. It talks about how to look through your house and see your fall risk at the home, and then ways to get up if you fall down, because I'm not super old, but as I'm getting older, I'm noticing that it is a lot harder to do things than when I was younger. But as a kid, we made fun of the commercials of help, I've fallen and I can't get up. And now as I'm getting older and watching my parents age, I can see that is actually a really big issue. So helping senior citizens that participate in that program learn safe ways to fall, and then strategies to help them get up off the ground when they do fall. And A Matter of Balance is an 8-week program, so there's a lot of kind of reiterating and helping change how people look at their home and their life and their decisions and how they do things.
Is there a cohort of the program being offered right now?
No. So right now in the summer, I'm totally shifted into 4-H gear. So we will schedule one of those as well for the fall.
Okay.
But if there's an organization that would like to host that, we would be more than happy to bring that to you as well.
Okay.
I just finished in May becoming certified as a Master Home Food Preservationist. So Purdue sent me to a week-long program to learn all about food preservation so that I could be available to the community to answer questions about home canning and freezing. And then also we will test pressure cooker gauges to make sure that those are working properly so that people can have safe food that's not at risk for botulism if they're canning at home. So just another wealth of resource for information for the community on that.
So that's teaching how to can and freeze, as well as making sure your equipment's in good shape.
Yes.
Okay. Will you be offering that?
So there's actually a class this week in Newcastle, but we have to locate a kitchen where we can hold that. So it would have to have a bit of a commercial kitchen to hold that class.
Okay.
So still looking at those resources in Fayette County to see where there is a commercial kitchen that would also have the ability to have a classroom area as well.
I'm curious, what are your most popular classes that you offer?
Yeah, matter of balance is a really big one, because that, our baby boomers are hitting that age where they really seem to appreciate that class. And one of the things that we have noticed as we've offered that class is that you spend 8 weeks with this group of people and they develop a bond. And so they're meeting and kind of giving each other support even after the class is complete, and that's been really positive to see. One of the biggest things our aging population deals with is loneliness. So this kind of gives them the opportunity to develop new relationships and friendships with people that are in their own age group, and then letting them incorporate the buddy system into their lives, and having somebody that calls and checks up on them every day. Because the last thing you want to hear about is somebody falling and then laying there for an extended period of time without anybody knowing that they'd fallen and they couldn't get to a phone. So just having that set up where somebody contacts you every day to make sure you're okay is really important. So we find that the older population doesn't want to ask their family for help. They feel that that is a sign of weakness. So in this class, it gives them the ability to connect with other individuals to build those relationships and get a buddy. So that's been really positive. We did a cooking for one class at the senior center, and that class kind of started as a request from a widower who had lost his wife, and he needed, originally he wanted me to cook his meals for him, and I just could not dedicate that. But I did schedule a cooking for one class, hoping that he could learn to cook for himself, which I'm sure he did, but also, there was several other people in that class, and they decided to start cooking for each other. So they now get together regularly and meet for dinner and lunch, and they take care of each other and kind of develop that same sort of relationship and kind of social group as well. So that's been really positive and fun to see kind of evolve.
So that connectedness with others is very important.
Very important. And I think coming out of COVID, we all kind of felt that, right? We went into that whole period of isolation, and then some of us really liked being alone, and then there's like another whole period of time where we're like, we kind of need to connect. And then how do you integrate back into your social sphere when everybody kind of evolved and adapted in different ways? So building those programs and giving people opportunity to connect and find their own social circle has been really fun and positive.
So who else is part of that extension office, and what other things are offered?
So Becky Marvel, as the community wellness coordinator, she started the farmers market several years ago with a few other people, and so having that active farmers market that is still it's not actually organized by the extension office, but there is still a lot of farmers market information that flows through there. Becky is also coordinating some parks. She has worked on the 7th Street Park project for a while, so kind of building some resources, some gardening resources, and then the park to kind of keep people eating healthy and encouraging people to eat healthy and exercise more. So that's been really positive. Heather works a lot with Ag and Natural Resources. She's on the Farm Stress team and the Women in Agriculture team to promote, to empower women to kind of be decision makers on the farm. And that becomes important as many of our farm families that become widows, and they need that extra support or just the knowledge to know what to do next. So helping some of our female farmers build some skills and even know where the resources are to look when they have questions of information. And then it's stressful being a farmer, right? So the Farm Stress team deals a lot with when there's an emergency or a natural disaster. It's a group of people that can go in and educate the farmers and their families on how to take a break and how to take care of yourself mentally, because I think our farming community, they get up at the crack of dawn, they work all day, they go at night, and they don't take the time that they need to reset themselves. So that farm stress team does a really great job of helping identify and educate when a little extra help or support is needed.
Is that team made up of Fayette County residents, or is it across the state?
So the team is made up of different educators in our area. So our extension area is 10 counties that are around here: Wayne County, Rushville, Franklin, Union, Blackford,
Delaware,
Madison,
Henry,
yeah, Randolph,
Jay.
Yeah, so kind of a bigger area, but most of that team is made up from other educators and then a few professionals in the community that are mental health professionals in the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of great information about adult programs and things. But you'll be spending a lot of your summer working with youth.
Yes.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about what keeps you running so much in the summertime?
So 4-H is huge. And in Fayette County, we have 450 4-H members. And 4-H is leadership development and helping youth learn responsibility and teamwork and community service and just so many things that that 4-H teaches. I myself was a 4-H'er and learned the value of hard work and all of the things. So a lot of people think 4-H is just animals, and it's not. It's projects, and an animal could be a project, but also it could be basketry, it could be art, it could be drawing, painting. Aerospace, yeah, building some rockets. Tracy and her husband have helped us with a spark club that we call the Aerospace Spark Club, and it's usually 4 weeks long, and the kids meet with Tracy and her husband, and they learn about the basics of flight, and the final meeting is a flight in your airplane.
In the airplane.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just a phenomenal program that we're able to offer, thanks to you, and I think it gives the kids the experience of a lifetime and can inspire them to go on and do really great things.
And that's a Spark Club.
Yeah. Our daughter was in aerospace for 10 years through, actually she was in mini 4-H and then all the way up through high school. And then, so finding those avenues, so it's not just the rockets, there's airplane stuff too, and then you can do poster projects. So everything that we teach them in their class can be a project for the fair, as well as what they're learning. And then their fourth, so we go from 3 classes of aerospace through 4-H, and then we transition to an EAA program, which is Young Eagles, where my husband gives them flights in his airplane. So Stephanie got to take a flight.
I did. It was amazing. Yeah. The airplane is a 2-seater airplane, so it's not the same as flying to Florida, right? With 100 other people. It's like just 2 people, and you can see so many things, and it was a really great experience. We went at sunset too, which always helps.
Yes. And so we're working on a intermediate class now, because we have those 28 kids that went through. Can we do this again? So we're trying to come up with a more advanced things that they can learn. And so they're doing that, and then eventually we'll have a third class, but it's just taking time to build those classes right now, because we're doing it from scratch, basically. So.
And this morning, 4-H is, I always say 4-H may not be for everybody, but everybody should try it once. And this morning we did our mini 4-H camp with a group of kindergarten through 2nd graders, and we had a great time. It was a carnival theme, so we played some carnival games, and had a really great time introducing the kids to 4-H and the motto, head to clearer thinking, heart to greater loyalty, hand to larger service, health to better living, and kind of walking them through what that really means as a citizen of Fayette County. And then hopefully after they finish 2nd grade, they go into 3rd grade, they can enter into what we call regular 4-H and start taking the projects, which can be anything. Like if you have a hobby, we can make it a 4-H project. Gardening is a 4-H project, basketry. Tonight is our electric workshop, so we're meeting at Roots Blowers, and they are assisting us in helping the kids complete their level 1 and level 2 electric projects, and the kids will get a little bit of career development inspiration as they're going through their project completion. So we try to provide opportunities for kids to see a little bit beyond what's in Fayette County and kind of help inspire them to go do great things.
Well, there's even bowling,
Yes.
computers, and radio. Gosh, what else? Well, there's
We just
miscellaneous art, or craft. That's about anything fits into that. Wood finishing.
There's photography.
Photography.
We have community speaking, public speaking, sewing, construction toys and architectural replicas, which is building Legos and doing models of different buildings, pottery and painted ceramics. So all
Cake
kinds of-
decorating. Leather work.
Yes, leather work.
Is there woodworking? What's the woodworking one?
There's woodworking and wood finishing.
finishing, yeah.
So the construction of building something, and then how you paint it, how you finish it, how you stain it, the different techniques used there as well.
So I'm curious, what is the 4-H season? I know we're in July.
Right. So 4-H enrollment begins in October.
Okay.
And then we hope to have everybody enrolled by January 15th because we encourage our clubs to start meeting in February, March. We do our kickoff to 4-H event in March where the kids get their, what we call the green folders, which is their project information, which has the rules because every project has a little bit of guidelines that you have to follow to kind of show that you advance every single year. And then the clubs meet monthly, typically until the fair, which our fair is July 27th through August 3rd. It overlaps a few days with the state fair, so it makes it a little bit complicated, but also kind of builds that excitement as well. And we do our project workshops in March and April. Typically, we have project workshops for basketry and leathercraft. Pottery is offered through Act 3 Pottery. Tonight is the electric workshop. So we did a sewing workshop this year too. So lots of different opportunities to help kids learn and get those skills from people who know what those skills are. So bringing in some experts in those fields to help the youth. And basically for me, after July 1st, I am 100% live, breathing, sleeping 4-H until after State Fair is over, so end of July, or August.
So what is Fair Week going to look like for you?
Oh, that's like 7 a.m. mornings till 11 p.m. nights. It's a lot. But it's so much fun to watch the youth. They bring in these projects during judging week that they've worked so hard on. And then it's so fun to see them get the blue ribbons and the reserve champions and the grand champions and see how excited they are to succeed and achieve. And then during Fair Week, we get to watch the same thing with the animal shows where they've had these animals that they have raised or trained and worked with daily for months that they bring in, and then to see them really succeed and see like the fruits of all their labor, all their hard work pay off. It's really fun to watch that kind of happen. And you know, I've only been here, this is my second fair. August will be my second anniversary of working here in Fayette County with the Extension Office, but I have a 10-year 4-H'er of my own, and watching her grow and change over the last 10 years at home has been phenomenal because of a lot of the values that she learned in 4-H. And like that spirit of like, you got to get up and keep moving on. Like, well, I got a red ribbon on my project this year and I do not agree with the judge's decision. So now this is what I have to do next year to make sure that I get a blue ribbon, or in her case, she went from a second place to a grand champion because she was that mad about how it went down the year before. So watching that like tenacity and that development, just the way that they can take on like take on the world in a whole different way. Because 4-H, even though they're learning these lessons with their projects, it's something that they can apply later in life as they move through the world.
But also from being a 4-H leader, we've seen kids do different things too, because it's not just the projects. They're learning to be leaders. There's junior leaders for the high school kids, but we have to go through a meeting process. So we have the officers, and we follow Robert Rule of Order and things like that to teach them how to run a meeting successfully. Also, in our club, especially when we have a lot of kids, we have them do demonstrations or presentations, and so it can be about their project or anything they want under 5 minutes, and so they can we had kids at the high school level would not give a presentation or demonstration for anything. So we started having many kids give presentations on how to make peanut butter sandwiches or something like that. And so it embarrassed the high school kids to do the project. And so then they started becoming mentors for these little kids. And then we had one that wouldn't talk in school, and she became secretary. She moved her way up to president. Well, then she became the president of her high school in her grade for student council, and went on to do different things. So so there's public speaking and leadership there too.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a very important point. Our junior leader program, we've been growing it over the last couple of years. We have 18 kids in junior leaders this year, which is a big group.
yes, it is.
But there are middle school and high school students, and they are a fabulous, cohesive group of kids that they really show up, and they do community service projects. Recently, they assisted with a shredding day at one of the local banks, and they just did a really great job kind of jumping in and working hard. They've assisted with the Gleaners food distribution and really loved that. There was a few of them that helped this morning with day camp, and there was a few of them who went to 4-H camp a few weeks ago as counselors, and we took the area does 4-H camp, so there was 240 youth that went to 4-H camp plus 35 junior leader counselors that went as well. So a lot of opportunities for kids to just develop skills over their 10 years of regular 4-H and their 3 years of mini 4-H if they choose to do that.
So if we're interested, or our youth are interested in programs, how do we reach out and how do we find out more?
So it is not too late to join 4-H. I know I said earlier that we like to have all of our youth registered by January 15th, but if you're like, I really want to be involved right now, you can still join 4-H right now. You can go to 4-H online and sign up there, or you can call the office and we can guide you through it, because honestly, you're a little late to the game, but we can still get you projects in the fair and get you active involved in 4-H, especially for next year. So just connect with us and we'll be able to help get anybody enrolled in 4-H. Otherwise, contact us in October and we can get everybody registered. October 1st is the beginning enrollment date of the new program year, which would be 2024 and 2025. And then you'll get the full programming through State Fair. We sleep, as the extension office, we sleep in September. We still show up to work every day, but we're taking a little bit of a breather after. In our case, we do the Fayette County Fair, and then we get the Fayette County Fair. We clean up the fairgrounds on Sunday, we take Monday off, and then we go to State Fair starting on Tuesday. So we have a lot of fair in our year, which is great. Like, it's exciting and it's fun and there's a lot of energy, but typically we need to take a little bit to recharge our own batteries. So.
And how many 4-H groups are there in Fayette County?
I believe we have 12 4-H clubs.
Okay.
We have a couple specialty clubs, which we have our traditional 4-H clubs, but then we have a shooting sports club. We have Puppy Love, which is with our dogs and animals, and then we have it's the Horse and Pony Club, and I'm totally drawing a blank. It's not Puppy Love, but it's
Buckaroos.
Buckaroos, yes.
That's all right.
So some specialty clubs to help
So definitely something for everyone, and you
And-
can create your own niche.
And the aerospace program.
Right.
too.
Aerospace Club too.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks to everyone for joining us.